Welcome back to NFL Snapwire, where league moves don't just happen, they ripple. The moment the Eagles were eliminated in the wild card round, the noise began. Not from fans alone, but from inside the organization. Questions about accountability, leadership, and direction exploded overnight. And at the center of it all stood offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo, a coach whose tenure ended not quietly, but loudly. Patullo's firing was swift, but what followed made the situation even messier. Instead of falling on the sword, Patullo publicly shifted blame onto quarterback Jalen Hurts and the offense itself. That move didn't sit well with fans, former players, or league insiders. It also sent a clear message: the Eagles' offensive problems run deeper than one bad game. Now, with the coordinator seat open yet again, a new name has entered the conversation, one that instantly divided opinion across the league. Mike McDaniel. On January 18th, a fan asked ESPN insider Jeff Darlington a simple question: will Mike McDaniel interview with the Eagles? Darlington's response was just one word: yes. That single word ignited speculation across Philadelphia. There's no official announcement. No press release. No confirmed interview date. But the fact that McDaniel's name is even connected to the Eagles tells us something important. This front office knows the margin for error is gone. McDaniel, recently let go by the Miami Dolphins, is suddenly one of the most sought-after offensive minds on the market. According to Darlington, McDaniel has been interviewing relentlessly. He's talking to 3 teams today, one team each of the next 3 days, and it's possible 3 other OC jobs open up, Darlington reported. That's not a coach scrambling for work. That's a coach with leverage. Darlington later added that while McDaniel still views himself as head coach material, he isn't closing the door on offensive coordinator roles, especially ones that offer the right personnel and long-term vision. The point is, aside from a can't-turn-it-down offer, he'd like to assess all options and then decide, Darlington explained. In other words, McDaniel isn't desperate. He's selective. And that's where the Eagles come in. Philadelphia doesn't just need a new coordinator, they need stability. Since 2021, this offense has been in constant flux. Patullo became the 5th offensive coordinator in 5 years. If that trend continues, Jalen Hurts would be staring down his 7th offensive coordinator in 7 seasons. That's not development. That's chaos. And yet, chaos is exactly what defined Kevin Patullo's tenure. The Eagles opened the season on fire, winning their first 4 games. On the surface, everything looked fine. But cracks began forming almost immediately. The offense lacked rhythm. Play calling felt predictable. Explosive weapons were underused. And week by week, despite wins, the offense felt flat. By season's end, those concerns were impossible to ignore. Under Patullo, the Eagles' offense plummeted from a top 10 unit in both points and yards to 24th in the league. This wasn't a rebuilding roster. This wasn't a talent shortage. This was a Ferrari running on fumes. NFL legend Richard Sherman didn't hold back when breaking it down on the SZN with Nick Foles and Evan Moore podcast. He described the Eagles' offense as a Ferrari with a Toyota Corolla engine. That quote went viral, and for good reason. Sherman pointed out that Philadelphia had elite talent everywhere: Saquon Barkley in the backfield, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith outside, and a quarterback who had already proven he could lead a Super Bowl-caliber offense. Yet the play designs rarely put those stars in positions to succeed. Sherman made one thing crystal clear: when an offense fails, the responsibility falls on the coach, not the players. That's why Patullo's decision to blame Hurts and the offense after being fired only intensified criticism. Instead of accountability, it looked like deflection. Instead of leadership, it looked like insecurity. And that may be the biggest reason the Eagles are now being linked to Mike McDaniel. McDaniel's reputation is built on creativity, adaptability, and quarterback-friendly systems. In Miami, he unlocked explosive production, emphasized spacing, and tailored schemes to player strengths. His offenses weren't just fast, they were intentional. For a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, that matters. Hurts doesn't need another system overhaul. He needs continuity. He needs trust. And he needs a coordinator willing to build around his strengths rather than expose his weaknesses. That's the appeal of McDaniel. But there's risk. McDaniel is still weighing head coaching opportunities. He knows his value. If a franchise offers him control, vision, and patience, the Eagles might lose out, even if the OC job is attractive. There's also the reality of expectations in Philadelphia. This isn't a market that allows growing pains. Every decision is scrutinized. Every play call is debated. Every loss becomes a referendum. Would McDaniel want to step into that environment without full authority? That's the question the Eagles must answer quickly. Because doing nothing is not an option. The Patullo era showed exactly what happens when leadership wavers. The offense regressed. Confidence dipped. And internal accountability broke down. If the Eagles get this hire wrong, they risk wasting another year of Jalen Hurts' prime and possibly fracturing the locker room even further. But if they get it right, a coach like Mike McDaniel could reset the tone. He could stabilize the system. He could reestablish identity. And most importantly, he could give Hurts the continuity that elite quarterbacks need to thrive. Nothing is finalized. No contract has been signed. No interview has been publicly announced. But one thing is clear. This decision will shape the Eagles' future. And the league is watching. So now it's your turn. Should the Eagles make a move for Mike McDaniel, or is there another name that fits Philadelphia better? Drop your take in the comments, hit that subscribe button for more breaking league updates, and stay locked right here with NFL Snapwire, where every snap tells a bigger story.